Hey, welcome to Leading the League. Today I'm interviewing Jason Yates. Now, Leading the League is a blog series, a video series about those things that matter to jobbers out there, and we consider them an important part of the league of AAM, which includes our members, distributors, and our jobbers out there. And today, rather than having a vendor partner, we've got an exciting new opportunity with Jason Yates. Jason was with Titan Truck Equipment, and we had a lot of interaction with Jason, came to admire him in his work there. And since that time, Jason has gone out on his own and has his own marketing company. So welcome, Jason.
Well, thanks for having me, Tim. I appreciate it.
Well, you were at Titan. Titan was a distributor, they were a jobber, and they were an upfitter. What did you learn about marketing there?
Well, one of the first things I learned was don't show up on the first day wearing a suit. That was the first lesson learned. And, I don't think I ever lived that one down, actually, in the 6 years I was at Titan Truck. But after that, learning the differences between marketing as a distributor and marketing as an upfitter and as a jobber, those are three distinct types of marketing to very different audiences. And really learning to build campaigns around those target audiences and kind of flesh those audiences out. Very different marketing. It can be done. It's just that learning to focus on each one of those groups was probably the steepest learning curve for me in that industry. I would get terms confused sometimes between the upfitting world and the accessories world and the distributor world versus the retail jobber world. So that's probably the first thing. And then after that, really learning how to not rely on assumptions. We all assume that our customers leave happy and they're telling their friends and that our marketing is working, but building tools to measure how we're doing and everything from customer experience all the way out to whether it's different kinds of digital ads and television and that kind of thing. But I'd say those were probably the biggest things. But I still think that not wearing a suit was probably the most important thing I took away in the 6 years. Maybe not the most important, but it still sticks with me. It hurts.
Very memorable anyway. Well,
yeah.
When you and I spoke before, and one of the things that I think is a challenge for a lot of jobbers, whether they be spray and bed liner shops or 4x4 shops or what have you, many of them didn't have a marketing budget or have a very small marketing budget, and they may find it challenging to even think about how do they get started in marketing a business when they've relied primarily on word of mouth.
Yeah, and that's a challenge, especially on the jobber front, is first of all, how much do you spend on marketing, right? I mean, what's the right budget, and how long do you stick with something before you move on to something else? Is it working? So one of the challenges probably facing, whether it was at Titan Truck or any other jobber, is carving out that budget and time. Because really, if you think about it, Tim, and you know this from doing what you do at AAM, is that you can do a lot of things yourself, but it's just going to require a time dedication. Or you can hire it done and it's going to cost money. And or you can do both and kind of get both of those things working together. The challenge for many jobbers is that the person that's overseeing the marketing is also the person answering the phone and maybe even doing some installing and things as well and taking care of customers at the counter, or maybe there's just 2 or 3 people in the shop, including in the front. And it's hard to try to balance or to carve out that time. So before we even get to budget and time allocation, really making a decision that we are going to market. And it doesn't have to be complex. You mentioned referrals. The least expensive customer to get is your past customer, right? So, and the next least expensive is their friend. So building a program, if we just started there at that level and did some things to make sure that every customer is not just okay satisfied, but enthusiastic about what they did, and they're going to go show off that new truck bed cover to all their friends, and they're going to, when they go out hunting with the buddies, or they go out on weekend nights. They're going to show off the lift kit, and they're going to tell everybody where they got it done, and they're going to recommend their friends go there. So just a dedication to think from a marketing mindset. How am I going to not just take care of this customer, but how am I going to turn them into a marketing source for me? And that really starts with from when we answer the phone. We had to take a look at that at Titan Truck as well. Is when we answer the phone, how do we do it? Is it can they hear what we're saying? Are we friendly? Are we kind of barking at them when we answer the phone? When they come in the showroom, is it well lit? Is it up to date? Is it clean? Just all those little things to make the experience as good as we can, and then turn those customers into referrals. And then there's other levels that you could go from there that might cost more money and give you some extra bandwidth and really push the message out more. But that's a great starting ground, really just taking care of the customer, not just to where they're happy with the product that you installed, but enthusiastic.
Jason, it's a great reference. Many years ago, I was asked to come speak to the folks at Xtang. They had a jobber council meeting there, and I did a presentation, and I called it the diamond ring experience. And I said, when a customer comes in the door, you're proposing to them that you want to create a long-time relationship with them, and you need to be thoughtful and deliberate about everything you do in those interactions to bring that customer back. And we talk about jobbers being the greatest influencers. There's influencers as terms in marketing all over the place, but a good jobber in a market that does a good job creating happy customers is more effective locally as an influencer than anybody could be on YouTube or similar. But obviously one of the concerns of our jobbers is how to get that customer in the door for the first time.
Right. Well, yes, and if they aren't getting referrals in the door, there might be some other things that need to happen. But just to back up real quick on that, we went and shopped our competition in the Spokane, North Idaho area, and went to an unnamed national retailer at the time that was prominent and growing, and they were the beast, right? So we toured their showroom. We wanted to see what our potential customers used to when they walk into a showroom, and how does that compare to us? What are they used to when it comes to service? What are they used to when they call on the phone? And that was just it was so educational. It was kind of depressing at first, but it became educational because we were able to take away some bullet points, and even though we didn't have nearly the budget that those guys have, we could implement some things that weren't expensive, just to help bring us up to par, so that at least the experience gap wasn't very high. But onto your point about bringing in new customers, from a spending level and commitment level, there really are kind of different steps on the ladder, right? So sometimes jobbers or distributors will make the mistake of jumping onto television. Or, that would have been 10 years ago, probably. Television is still a viable resource, or radio ads, or, the more expensive things. You don't have to start there. You can start with inexpensive things like social media. You can also create campaigns that get your current customers to refer their friends. Maybe what we're doing is we're offering some kind of a reward system for our current customers if they bring in a friend. Or maybe we have an event day where we're inviting all of our happy customers this last year to come for a barbecue and show off their trucks, right? And maybe we incorporate a show and shine into it, something like that, so they can do it. And now they're inviting friends to come along. So what we're really trying to do is to start with a small base and get it to work for us. So those kinds of events. And social media is a great way to do that too, because if you can leverage your customer's social media base to tell their friends on social about you, then that's relatively free marketing. You don't really have to put any ad dollars behind that, just a little bit of time in making sure your Instagram pages are set up right, your Facebook, if you're using TikTok, making sure those things are set up. And once you do that, learning how to tag your customers and getting their permission to tag them, taking good photos of their vehicles, now we're expanding that base. And social media would be that next rung on the ladder. And then from there, you can move into other things as well, like websites and that kind of thing.
Right, and I was going to say, I think what you're talking about is community, having a community of your customers, interacting with that community, and then using that community to go beyond that point. Jason, we've run out of time, and we've just scratched the surface on this conversation. We may want to come back and do this again and talk about things like websites and the next level because we've just gotten started. Would you like to share a little bit of information about the marketing crew and how people can find you if they want to talk to you?
Sure, thanks, Tim. Yeah, the marketing crew was launched after my time at Titan Truck. Actually, Titan was generous enough to allow me to launch that and transition into the marketing crew. You can find us at marketingcrew.org. We specialize in helping small businesses that share a similar mindset to us, aggressive in competing against very large companies. And we really try to help businesses look bigger than they are and punch harder than their weight.
Okay, all right. That's great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. This is Leading the League. It's a video series for jobbers and helping them understand how to navigate and grow their businesses.
Thanks, Tim.